Honorable Good morning, honorable members. Good morning, DM and the department at large, the Office of Public Protector, our staff, and the staff of Parliament at large. There's a member that doesn't have a link. I'm sorry, I'm just distracted. Honorable members, today as this committee again, we are coming together whilst it's a very important day also in our calendars of Hey, Mama Bulo. Switch off your, thank you. This is a very important day, honorable members, of commemorating the World AIDS Day. We were not thinking that by this day we'll be having something that made us not to be like flies when it started. Our people lost lives until we got what now is better off when it started. That's why some of us were thinking that even this coronavirus called COVID, one other day will overcome, let alone that there are those who believe in that if they are taking injection, it won't assist them. It's their own, these are on their own beliefs, because initially many, especially in our country, South Africans, they didn't want to take medication of what we are celebrating it today. But until they've seen that if they do take medication, this thing is like when we're having a flu, when we're having any other sickness. Today, also, honorable members, we are having our new member who's joining us after Honorable Siabe redeployed to the police committee, and then the deployment of the late Honorable KP Mapatso, may his soul rest in peace. He was deployed in this committee and then he passed on. Today, we have a new member who's joining us, Miss Bonnie Marikwa, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. If I'm sorry about pronunciation. So, honorable members, now let me give this opportunity to the Office of Public Protector. Oh, no, just, oh, thank you, Jabu. Let me ask members to adopt the agenda, and then I'm presenting the agenda in front of you, honorable members. I'm sorry, I'm seeing the hand of Honorable Tsepo. Yes, Honorable.
Chairperson, thank you very much, and good morning, colleagues. Firstly, can we see the face of the new honorable member? And another issue I wanted to raise just for housekeeping, and I move for the adoption of the agenda. But for the housekeeping, Chair, I think it's advisable for us to, after the meeting, because with the plus minus 4 entities or items that we've deferred, I think it's advisable for us on the day of the end of the meeting, we are advised or we are told the deferred items, we're going to deal with them on this date, because I think for us to prepare, we've received several items that are with us, but we don't know exactly when are we going to discuss them. I think just for courtesy and for us to schedule our appointments and for us to go back to those documents, it will be easy for us to, I know that you decide with the secretary which items, but can we inform us in advance? But nonetheless, thank you. That is my, I move for the adoption of the agenda with those comments be noted. Thanks.
It's unfortunately that you present something that you were supposed to present it yesterday in our meeting, because this agenda and the program has been circulated to you, honorable members. Nonetheless, we'll entertain what you want us to entertain, because this 2 weeks ago, we're having this proposed agenda, but I've noted what we are saying. Is now Honorable Bonnie in the meeting, but also Honorable Mhlongo proposed to that we must adopt the agenda. Any seconder?
I'll take that.
Honorable Van Dijk seconded. Any apologies will come that Honorable Bonnie will show after apologies. Do we have apologies?
Yes, Chair. Good morning, Chair. Good morning, members. Chair, we have an apology from Chief Lutuli. He won't be attending meetings this week due to personal matters. We also have an apology from Mr. Sibisi. He will not be able to join us today. We also have the standing apology from the minister from yesterday, Chair. He's still accompanying the president. Also, Chair, Mamu Kawula was in the meeting. I just received a call now that she had to leave the meeting due to an emergency, Chair. But she was in the meeting just now, Chair.
Honorable members, we have these apologies in front of us. I'm seeing 2 hands. I don't know whether they want to put apologies. Honorable Mhlongo, Honorable Malomane, or it's an old hand to Honorable Mhlongo. Honorable Malomane.
Morning, everyone. Good morning, Chair. I just want to inform the electricity, so I don't know whether it will affect me to the network issue. So I just wanted to put that on record. Thank
you. Honorable members, thank you. Thank you for that. Honorable Boni, can you show and greet us this morning? Show your face, just greet us.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, honorable members of the committee. Thank you, Chair.
You're looking like my twin, your Atalia.
Thank you, Chair. It's an honor to be in your committee. Thank you.
We do welcome you, Honorable, hoping that all is going to be well with you. Honorable members, we have seen our member of committee with those words, and now according to our agenda, can we get a briefing? And I would love that we must welcome again the Office of Public Protector, hoping that even the members, they are ready. Surely now we deserve to be brief and to engage with the report of the Public Protector. To you, Public Protector.
Good morning, Chairperson, Honorable Rulane, all the honorable members of the Portfolio Committee. Good morning. I am with...
Just show your face and then you switch off.
Okay, thank you. I am with the Deputy Public Protector, Advocate Galeka, Ms. Banyoni, the CEO, Public Protector South Africa, Ms. Mama Bulo, the Acting Chief Operating Officer, Mr. Makosa, who investigated this matter, the senior investigator who investigated this matter, and who will help me with the presentation of the matter. We've got Mr. Muntu Sitole, our legal advisor, who will also speak on the matter. Chairperson, thank you so much for allowing us to present ourselves today again. I will request that I start with the following request to the committee. Chairperson, this matter, well, I agreed that we come and present after we discussed with the leadership of the institution yesterday, that actually this matter, if you read our presentation, the report was taken to court by the Phumelela, and actually the parties who requested to take us on review was the president challenged the report, the Minister of Trade and Industry challenged the report, and the Gauteng Gambling Board challenged the report. And I think we agreed that upfront I need to inform the committee and indicate that on the 30th of August 2021, by agreement between the applicant, which is Phumelela, and the first respondent, which is the Public Protector South Africa. We agreed that the remedial action directed by us towards Phumelela, which is in paragraph 8 of the final report, as well as the findings in paragraph 7.3 of the final report, which Mr. Sithole will take you through on those ones if the committee requires that, of the final report, were set aside and made an order of court by the Honorable Justice Raulinga on the 2nd of September 2021. In other words, the report was set aside, and then the other parties did not then pursue the matter further, Chairperson, after there was that agreement between the parties. So we agreed that I will appear with my team so that we can present to the committee that it's now academic, because the report is no longer in force, and actually it was not even because mostly in review matters, if you review a matter, judges should be referring the matter back to the public protector to then correct whatever review is on. But unfortunately, now there would be that review, and then there is no referral of the matter back to the public protector, unless the honorable members would want to hear what was the matter all about and what were the remedies, because normally when we make remedies as an institution, our remedies as set by the Constitutional Court in the matter of the EFF versus the President, in fact, the Speaker of Parliament, was that the remedies of the public protector should then try to redress and address any root causes, systemic challenges, and as well recommend ways of improving governance and improving administration in government. So I will hand over back to you, Honorable Chairperson, to decide whether must we still go ahead and present this report, considering the status of this report, or I don't know what is your direction. And we thought it best that we come personally to do that, since we regard members of parliament as our very key, and especially the Speaker, a strategic stakeholder, since they hold the executive to account. Thank you. You are muted, Chairperson.
Thank you, Public Protector, for the clarification. Your clarification and the explanation of today, it's really a different one. Whilst we were keen to be part of engagement, especially as this committee, that we were seeing that there is a question of transformation, which we were thinking that will be elaborating a lot on it, of this sport of horse racing. We were aware as this committee that the gambling part of it, it's with another committee, which for a long time we were trying to understand with the department of our good selves. But because the office of Speaker wanted that we must entertain this report, I'm seeing the hands. I will be guided by the committee, but my view as a member of the committee, let alone being a chairperson, I'm seeing that really, if this what you have just outlined, the remedial, and now I'm not sure. I'm not saying that we must entertain, but if it was not in this stage, will be benefiting, and also even to push this element of this sport not transformed Thank you so much, Honorable Mhlongo, Honorable Denise, Honorable Mahlingozi, in that order. Thank you.
Thanks, Chairperson. We welcome, I think, the opening to that this has been set aside by a court, and I believe that it will be academically for us as a committee. We don't do that. Our duty is to do an oversight work, to discuss, to deliberate with the issues. And I don't think this will be fruitful for us because this has been set aside by a court. I believe that SASCOC must come to us with a presentation regarding this issue, the latest developments, than for us to discuss the outcome of a public protector which was set aside. That is my view, Chair. Thank you very much. I propose that we don't discuss this item because obviously I don't think it's going to be fruitful for us to discuss something which was set aside. We are doing an oversight work. We're not going to get any benefit on this issue when we are going to get just an academic.
Thank you, Honorable Mhlongo. Today, your network also is like the network of Honorable Malomane, but we did hear you clearly. Thank you. Honorable Denise.
Thank you. Good morning, Chair, and good morning to the Public Protector. Thank you for the opportunity, Chairperson. I just wanted to have one or two questions for clarity. First of all, in layman's terms, it appears there was a complainant or complainants that raised some issues that triggered the Public Protector to get involved, and then obviously followed the process right through to the court. My questions, Chairperson, for clarity is, and in layman's terms, it appeared there was something wrong, and then the Public Protector must help me, and then at certain point there wasn't something wrong, you know. So that agreement, just would like to, I hear what my colleague was saying, but for us as a committee, first of all, when we received this this presentation, I couldn't, you know, fit it into where our committee stands. But going back to the history, I do understand, because when I was chairman in the province of finance committee in the Western Cape, that gambling board and all those issues served under finance. Here it is national under sports. So I had to just read a little bit up on that as well. But my question, Chairperson, the root causes that the Public Protector referred to after the agreement, I would like to know who will monitor if there's things still to be addressed. What is it? And who will monitor that changes or root cause, whatever root causes was identified, and if there's changes to be implemented? And will there be another public participation process? And the complainants, what was their view? I know we are binded by what the court rules, but are there not any other avenues or methods that the complainants will engage in to ensure that there's corrective action if there was something wrong? I'm asking this in layman's terms, because the court ruling is binding, but it appears there was an agreement outside that acknowledged there was an issue at stake. There was a reason for the Public Protector to get involved, and there was an agreement and to move forward, and particularly the transformation on page, I think, 58, transformation of the horse racing industry, gambling, should be for community development and not for enrichment of shareholders. That specific phrase, I think the Public Protector has brought to our attention. So I just want that part to be clarified going forward. Thank you very much, Chairperson.
Honorable members, may I not detecting when the issue is set aside And when our role is to do an oversight, I'm not sure whether the public protector was not clear to our good selves. Now, if we're opening it, what does that mean to us as a committee who's doing oversight? Are we not binded by the ruling of the court also as those people or members that are doing oversight? I'm very scared of allowing us to open, to refer to the report, which is put aside. Let me go to Honorable Madlingos. I want also that as a chairperson to direct this committee meeting in order that we must not do something which is not now by this time belonging to this committee, as we've just having this clarification. If we were to discuss, it was before that we are getting this, because even myself, then I was thinking that we will be engaging with the question of transformation. But now this report has been set aside. Honorable Madlingos.
Thank you, Chairperson. I would love to greet everyone, my colleagues, Department of Sport, Arts and Culture, and the Public Protector. I am also with the view that this report has been, set aside, of which, as the Public Protector has been saying, that it is just an academic exercise. And I think we have better issues to deal with other entities that have to come and report on this committee. Whatever happened with the report, however, the Phumelela people who protected them and why those people are never going to see the jail that they need. Well, we can do nothing about it right now because the president and the rest of the courts protected those people, and it is our law that protects them. So there's nothing we can talk about this thing. The protector has said that yes, we just want to come and tell you what happened, but what's the point? Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, honorable members. Honorable the Public Protector. Mute.
Let me unmute. Thank you, Honorable Chairperson and honorable members. It's very critical to mention to the honorable members that by saying that you know how the court system operates in the country. The agreement, Honorable Dennis Joseph, I don't know whether I'm allowed to say I can go with you to war because you've asked the very critical issues. Honorable Davis, the problem are still there and the issue of transformation is still unfortunately there. And if you can see, Chairperson, we've sent this presentation last time and we apologize that we didn't send it on time, but the presentation at the end, indeed, we are mentioning the very same thing I'm mentioning now. And I think the critical issue is that the problems are still there. And I think your researchers can use this report for you going forward to transform the industry, because the matter is set aside on technicalities, not to say the wrong thing has not happened, and not to say we have applied the laws wrongly, but the fact of the matter is injustice is still continuing. Those people, that industry is still not yet transformed. Our people are still not yet enjoying the benefits of that industry. and the jockeys are still treated as subhuman in that industry. So those things are still happening. Then it's for the committee to use this report, forget about the fact that it's set aside, but use the evidence which we've gathered, because it will help you to then come up with recommendations and making sure that the executive, when they do anything, policies, and even amending the laws, they take these issues into account. And that report as well is progressive, because it's telling you about other countries like Hong Kong, how does the state enforce the issue of transformation so that the monies from gambling benefits or deal with socio-economic challenges in the country. So I think we acknowledge that it was set aside on technicality because the Constitutional Court said we should inform the implicated parties about the remedial action. That's all what it was all about. Nothing more, nothing less. But unfortunately, yes, even the very same executive lodged the application to set aside the matter. Thank you.
In those words of Honorable the Public Protector, I'm suspecting we are happy, but as you're hearing us, most of us who just spoken, that we've seen the issue of transformation, and by this time, thank you very much with your encouragement with some of former members of parliament which are part of this. We do welcome them. Thank you so much, Public Protector. You may be excused.
Thank you, honorable members. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you, honorable members. With your vigilance and your understanding the issues of our committee, really, we are all aware, Deputy Minister and the DG and everybody, that we have to play a bigger role on looking of question of transformation, as we are aware that this issue of horse racing, it's still not transformed. In that, honorable members, let's go to the next item in the agenda, which is the AG with this second special report. Are they in, Jabu?
Yes, sir, they are in, Chair.
Can we give the leader of themselves to introduce themselves, and they must take us through? Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Good morning to you, Chairperson, as well as the members of the committee. We also greet the Deputy Minister, as well as our colleagues from the department and all the stakeholders in this meeting. Chairperson, I'm Balitso Tetsi, the Deputy Business Unit Leader from the Auditor-General. I'm joined this morning by Ms. Umpimisi Sitebe, who will take us through the presentation. She is the Senior Manager that is working on the audit of the Department of Sport, Arts and Culture. Chairperson, we are presenting the findings emanating from our second special report, which was tabled in December 2020. What we've done, Chairperson, is also indicated the progress on those findings, because the purpose of that special audit was to assist the accounting officer in implementing our recommendations and thereby strengthening the controls in relation to these COVID initiatives, in particular the relief fund. So you will note that, Chairperson, also this presentation includes the slides that were also incorporated into the BRRR, because it was the request also from the committee that should also indicate the findings from the COVID-19 initiative work that we've done. So some of the slides are exactly the same as those from the BRRR. However, it is our understanding that the committee wants to deal with this matter separately and engage us on the findings from the second special report, as well as the findings that emanated subsequent to that. With those words, Chair, I will ask Ms. Sitebe to then start dealing with the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Mbali.
Thank you, Mbali. Thank you, Honorable Chair, and good morning to the committee members. I will then request that I put off the video while I present. I will quickly then share. Thank you.
Okay.
Can everyone see the screen?
Yes.
Thank you. Right, I will then take you through the presentation on the second special report on COVID-19 initiatives and the progress thereon. As Mbali already highlighted, we will then be taking you through what would have taken place as per the second special report reported as at 30th September 2020. We'll then also include the follow-up that we performed during the 2021 audit. Right, as AGSA, our mission and constitutional mandate is to strengthen our country's democracy by enabling oversight, accountability, governance, and that we do through auditing, thereby building public confidence. Our vision is to be recognized by all our stakeholders as a relevant supreme audit institution. I'll take you through the progress on the special report. The initiative overview, basically then primarily providing your purpose, which was to provide the support to qualifying artists, athletes, as well as technical persons in the sports, arts, and culture sector. The budget was as follows, that was allocated to the department. It was 235 million, and this was through reprioritization from the department's budget and additional adjustment on the budget allocation. There was also an additional 5 million. This was then for the department's own PPE. The focus on our audit was primarily around the assessment of applications that were received, adjudication process followed, payments made against the department's framework for sports, arts, and culture, which was in relation to cancelled and postponed events. We also then looked into assessments for applications that were received and that make adjudication process and payments made for digital solutions proposals. We also looked into the review of supply chain management processes that were followed and the appointment appointing payment agencies and digital solutions providers. Right, I'll then take you through the status of implementation. So as at the 30th of September 2020, when the special report was concluded, the second special report, we had approved applications to the total value of 80.1 million and 4,169 artists, athletes, and technical support persons were then covered by this. Then when we performed a follow-up as of 31st of March 2021, we found that a total value of 167 million had been paid to 10,001 athletes, artists, as well as technical support persons. Currently, payments for third wave are underway. They commenced in April 2021, and we expect that they will continue until the 15th of December 2021. And we are then assuming that this would be the case should there be no further delays. On the special report, that being the SR2, we had 3 key observations that were made. Those were, the first being that there were no mechanisms in place to prevent disbursements to people with other sources of income. Potentially 286 beneficiaries identified out of 4,169. And the follow-up that we then performed indicated that the accounting officer clarified and strengthened the criteria for eligibility to the relief fund for sport, art, and culture in order to prevent double dipping. The second finding was then that there were system deficiencies that resulted in duplicate payments and key information not being captured. Inadequate validations by the system and a lack of reconciliations further increased the likelihood of invalid or inaccurate payments. Upon follow-up, we noted that written assurance was obtained from the payment agencies to confirm that these entities had implemented effective, efficient, and transparent financial management and internal control systems prior to the department transferring the funds to them. The last one was then weaknesses in the procurement process for digital solutions services and in the appointment and management of the payment agencies. The weaknesses resulted in non-compliance with the Preferential Procurement Policy Framework Act. I will then take you through the additional findings that were then identified during the 2020-21 audit. So these new findings are as follows. The first one was in relation to non-compliance on personal protective equipment, which were in this case hand sanitizers, which were procured at prices above the Annexure A price list from National Treasury. The preventative control that we came up with is to suggest that management should put measures in place and ensure that emergency procurement is conducted in line with the relevant National Treasury instruction notes. The department did not differentiate between the management fee payable to dispensing agents as well as the amount that was transferred for dispensing agents for relief beneficiaries. This resulted in a misclassification. So we are then saying that they need to consider the MOA and the nature of the transaction and make sure that they separate the management fee from the transfer fee and classify it accordingly as goods and services. Then there was double dipping, where beneficiaries who benefited from both departments' COVID-19 relief fund and relief funds from other government institutions came to a total of 244,200. Management should then put effective controls in place that would ensure that applicants that have received funds from other state institutions are identified by checking against other government databases to ensure that they don't then pay twice. Non-compliance in the procurement process of digital solutions, whereby the supplier who received the highest point was not appointed. We then recommend that management should review and monitor compliance with applicable laws and regulations and ensure that the highest scorer is appointed. Currently, no payments had been made yet. Management should then ensure that they prevent further irregular expenditure in the future. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, honorable members. Can I present also this that we must engage on the presentation? I would love that I must have some hands to interact. There's no hand, which means honorable members, they are fine. Honorable Madlungozi.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you for the presentation. You know, it is clear that there were corrupt actions done when the procuring of prices were sold at above the prices that they were supposed to be sold at. And we've been here before and talking about the recommendations and everything. So I think also we've been hearing this for a long time, and it's the action of the you know the I wish we could see these exercises bringing fruit into people who were very corrupt, and also, you know, having them to be prosecuted. But now we just, you know, come in and listen to the second special audit and all that. But we need to know what is going to happen about these people. It's more like this public prosecutor's report that at the end of the day, the people who will have who are protected by the law, even though they've done something wrong, they'll still go scot-free. That's my take about this, Chairperson. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Mashingos. And Honorable Malomani. She was indicated that she has got problem of network. Let me go to Honorable Dennis. She will come. Honorable Malomani.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Chair. I'm sorry. I
Yes.
just hear, but it's not very clear. I just want to welcome the report. I can see that there's a progress on the report, because if you can check on slide 7 under the progress on the special report, the preventative controls and recommendation, we believe that the department, as they've put that management should put measures in place to ensure that emergency procurement is conducted in line, they will do so according to the national instruction. The other things that I want to speak about is that on the follow-up in the current year, I can see that there are things that are happening. So in that manner, I'm quite happy because there is something, but we also need to hear on those who have done mismanagement or have found been doing wrongs. So what will happen to them, so that maybe even if we can get a report from the department. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Malomane. Honorable Dennis.
Thank you, Chairperson, and thank you for the presentation. I just want to focus on the phrase used as double dipping, and I just wanted to know if there are standard rules, because I would think that we have to talk about, according to my previous comments from the members, about the consequence management, and that the AG have to play a role, and that the amendments that were given them more powers. And if this double dipping comes through across as a standard contravention across departments and entities, should we not then amend the rules, or so that departments can improve on avoiding this double dipping? Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you, Honorable Dennis. Honorable Mhlongo. Honorable Mhlongo. He was also having a problem of network. If you did listen when he started to talk, Honorable Mhlongo. Can I give it back to the AG and the department? Maybe Honorable Mhlongo will come later.
Okay, thank you very much. You're welcome.
Okay. We are having a serious problem today of network. Okay. You must talk on. Yes, Honorable Mhlongo.
Am I audible? Apology. Eskom things now. Apology on that.
Okay.
Welcome the presentation. But this question is not directly to, I have a question directly to the AG, but I'm concerned with the figures that we are receiving from the department and the AG figures. The total amount is 285, and when you minus 235 that the AG is talking about, and minus 5 million, something I really don't understand. And I think we have to summon the department. Unless the department is here, they must respond to my questions. You know, another issue I think Honorable Dennis has raised, the issues of action plan, when the amendments kicks on, especially we've received the report, we've received even the forensic report regarding this issue, and the recommendation and the action plans. How will the AG assist did the AG read the report here, forensic report? And on the remedy and recommendation, I wonder with even the figures, like now to them, to us, the payment of that way, we're not told that it will be until 15 December. DG, if it's here, please, why we're not told on the implementation plan? Thank you, Chair. I'm concerned with the figures and the way that gaps, in fact, whatever that is given to the AG and whatever that we have, I think for us to have an effective oversight role, one of the key issues that the AG is raising to us as a committee, we have to do an effective oversight. Now, when we get different documentation and different figures, it's questionable. Thanks, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Mhlongo. Mbali and DG, or any other member from the department. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chair, and thank you to the members for those questions. I see that some of them were actually some comments, but maybe I'll also give a comment from the AG side. The first question around the procurement of PPE, wherein there's a concern that there may have been corruption taking place. I must indicate that there is a proclamation that was issued in 2020, whereby the SIU is reviewing the contracts relating to PPE. So based on their reporting, then they will take the matters forward, whether there's prosecution or any instances of consequence management. From our side, what we've done is to review whether there was compliance with the instruction notes that were issued by National Treasury in relation to that emergency procurement, and we reported our findings in relation to that. But what needs to happen is that the department on their own, based on our findings, they are then supposed to investigate and find out what really transpired, which resulted then in the non-compliance and the regular expenditure in relation to that PPE procurement, and that there must be consequence management, then that must be implemented by the accounting officer based on that investigation. And in terms of double dipping and maybe linking it with our amended powers, if I got the question correct, for this year under review 2020-21, we're not yet implementing the amended powers at the department, but looking into this new cycle now, the 2021-22, we will be implementing the material irregularity process, and we will go through the non-compliance to determine whether there are matters that may amount to material irregularities, and we'll report them accordingly in line with our amended powers. Then lastly, in terms of the figures that are not maybe corresponding with what the department has presented to the committee, I think that the question can be answered better perhaps by the department. But from our side, I just want to emphasize that the figures that we're reporting on are as at the 31st of March 2021, which was the year that we're auditing in this last cycle. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you, Mbali. DG?
Thank you, Chair. Before the DG.
Oh, thank you, Honorable Deputy Minister.
Thank you very much, Chair, and greetings to the members that are coming from the AG office and the members of the Portfolio Committee. I just wanted to comment, Chair, to say from the department, we really want to note the report that is coming from the AG, and we also note what the members are saying in terms of summoning the department to come and clarify certain issues. I just think that it is going to be a little bit unfair to expect the department to clarify here and now when they had not come with the report. Also, because when they clarify, they will be clarifying from their head without a written report that the members have got in their heads. And I don't think it's the correct way of dealing with things.
allow the department to submit a report to you based on their concerns, and then discuss the report with information in your hands. Otherwise, we are going to be responding on knee-jerk, and later on you will come back and say, this is what you said, and this is not what in the report. So I just thought it's a very important observation. And I thought it's important what Honorable Mshongo said earlier on, that the department must be summoned. And I thought that's the route you need to take. Thanks, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Deputy Minister. Teacher, I'm suspecting it's the view of the department.
Good morning. Good morning, Chairperson and honorable members. Just to in line with what Deputy Minister have said, and good morning to the AG. Just to say that emphasizing the AG's point about consequence management, just to indicate that indeed as a department, we have set up a process on their findings to then do what we call, because we need to first investigate the root causes and who is responsible. And that committee has been appointed. Then once we do have someone with the wrongdoing, then there will be consequences. We are implementing that process. Two is that the first step also that we did was to then write to the company concerned to initiate process of recovery of that difference. We will then be able to update the committee on progress in that regard. Then the issues around double dipping, I think we have reported this matter before. There are two layers on this issue. One is that with the issue of systems integration in government, across government, still a problem. And if you were to standard rules using an ID number of a person, and then you are able to go to a single database in this country, whether it's from social development or it's from home affairs, or it's from a trade and industry, anyway, you are able to zoom in. It will be easy when there is a process of providing relief, because this is likely to happen, and then we'll never know or when will the issue of the new normal called COVID-19 end. So I'm sure that is what also the AG had indicated before about overall recommendations on how to improve the systems in government relating to try to deal with the issue of the double dipping. The second layer to this matter was that we still unable to determine at this stage who paid who first, because if we had paid initially for ourselves and a person moved somewhere else, even if the systems would have been integrated, then the burden of proof would not have been with us. But where if the systems were integrated and we paid knowingly or had been able to verify persons being already benefiting from another relief initiative of government, then the burden would have been with us. So that is one of the things we're trying to find out, when were these people who contributed to the double dipping finding paid, so that we can compare with our database. Now the issue of the figures, the AG is correct, Chairperson, because you remember when we report to the committee, we always indicate that when this is a moving target. If we continue to pay, we cannot report the old figures. So there was a cutoff point when the AG was doing the audit where they had to stop. We were having to continue to pay people even beyond that cutoff point. And that is why then the figures of ours, the latest ones, might not be the same as those at the time when the AG was auditing. So we just need to then clarify that point as raised by honorable members, but we take note that we will always do that reconciliation and make sure we give accurate figures to the committee as all the times. That is what we have to do, and we'll do our best to do that and never to mislead the committee on the issue of figures, Honorable Chair. And then on the implementation plan. We definitely have the implementation plan on our side, if I understood the question correctly. We are executing that. We've got an audit action plan that we are also attending to. But on the issue of the date of the 15th, we can report that we've been able to do that quite ahead for the third wave on the individuals. Now we're talking about finalizing payments for the companies or organizations, as we reported to the committee before, that first we had to get approval for the budget of 33 million because the budget was exhausted. Only when we got that, then people who applied were asking for more money than we could afford. We had to write to the people to confirm that they will accept the threshold that we were giving rather than to commit above what is available. And that is what people have done. And then the process of payment had begun to the organizations. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you, DG. I'm seeing the hand of Honorable Nhlongo.
Thanks, Chair. Chair, I've noted the comment here, the Deputy Minister, which is I concur. But now, if the DG will tell me and respond to me now, to say the numbers won't be the same. Now, I'll ask the process and maybe clarification question. What is the process for us to have a final audit? It must be a special final audit after the department gave us the figures. Because I don't want to, you cannot put the dots together when you get 10 today, tomorrow 5, and the AG give us 15. Now I'm saying, how about we get a final audit after the implementation year December 15, which I was not even aware of? Because the department is telling us, yes, there will be different figures because when they do audit. Maybe the question is, when did they do the audit? And why? How can, maybe as a layman, I don't understand, how can he audit? It's a special audit. The special audit must maybe commence when it starts, and then obvious when it ends, we must have an outcome on that. Thank you.
Honorable Nhlongo, I'm suspecting this time I'm concur with you. I was happy about what the DM was saying, that let's give them chance to report to us, because they are not having any written report. So maybe UDG was supposed to concur, as he was saying that he's concurring with what UDM was saying. But now you're having some writing questions to what UDG just said. DG?
Honorable Chairperson, I fully agree with the Deputy Minister. I was just clarifying the issue of why the figures are different. But the fact is that we will have to come back, as I've said, give the full report once we have concluded all payments regarding the third wave, as per the guidance by the Deputy.
Honorable members, I'm suspecting all is clear now. But you're expecting that.
Apology, Chair.
Okay.
Apology, Chair. Can I proceed?
Proceed, Honorable.
Chair, the question is, can we have, or maybe is this special audit was done, why the report says the finances will be ending May 15 December, but are we going to get another second AG report? Maybe that is the question. Because the money is still, I got to be finalized. That my question is that, let me be like that.
AG? Thank you,
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Yes, As I indicated earlier, we audited up until 31 March 2021. So we will audit then the payments that happened subsequent to that period up until 15 December 2021. So yes, we will report on that in the next cycle. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Mbali. Honorable members, today our work has been done. Let me take also this opportunity to thank AG, to thank our department, and to thank our honorable members. By now, this meeting is adjourned.
Chairperson,
Hello, honorable.
when are we going to get the ESMA as proposed? Friday, our meeting?
Yes, the meeting is at, let me not say adjourned. Let's release the AG and the department, and then we must entertain your question when we open the meeting. Thank you, Honorable Mhlongo. Can we release the department, AG, and then we must entertain the question of Honorable Mhlongo.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Mbali.
Thank you, Chair, and goodbye.
Bye-bye, open permits. Honorable members, Honorable Mhlongo, we were having these agendas, this program and program of each week. So can we entertain what you observed and what do you suggest to the committee? I thank you.
Chair, thank you. Yes, there's a schedule that you've sent, but when we defer issues, for an example, yesterday we've deferred an item, a sensitive PV item. When are we going to discuss each and every
item? Can you, Honorable Mhlongo, tell us all the items that we must now engage on, deferrals in each items, in order that we must entertain that?
Yeah, Chair, I'm making an example. Yesterday we've deferred an item. When are we going to discuss that item as an example? Because we must prepare. We received two different documents from Zolega, from Akabulile. There are more documents that I have on my disposal. I don't know how to prioritize them and which one are we dealing with them today or tomorrow. I'm just saying, can we have that before, like this Friday, we are meeting. Are we meeting? Which items are we going to discuss this Friday? That is my question.
Zolega Jabu, what was deferred yesterday? Because I wanted that Honorable Mhlongo must talk about that in order that everyone must be aware. What was deferred?
Good morning, members. Yesterday, we deferred the swimming essay agenda item, Chair. Okay, so Zolega is putting up the program as we still have it, Chair.
Yes.
So yesterday, it was swimming essay that was not discussed, Chair. And then tomorrow, on Friday, Chair, we're meeting with the department on the progress report on the white paper on arts, culture, and heritage, and then the update on the sports and recreation amendment bill. And then next week, Tuesday, we're meeting with Cricket SA, Chair, on allegations of mismanagement and an update on the social justice and nation building report, Chair.
I've asked yesterday, I spoke to Zolega that he must try to communicate with the swimming South Africa, that can't we ask them that they must come on Tuesday, because I was looking at Tuesday that we're having only one item. I don't know whether Zolega did share that with you.
Yes, Chair, she did indicate that with me. I'm not sure how far she got with the.
So let's
Mrs.
wait.
Zorega is in the meeting.
Yes, let's wait for a response from Swimming South Africa, because immediately, honorable members, every day when we're finishing our meetings, I do on your behalf communicate with the office of our administration. I raised this and we were reminding each other that next Tuesday we're having only Cricket South Africa. And I've asked Uzolega to liaise with Swimming South Africa that we can put them. So can we hear from you, Zolega?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I have sent them an email, but they have not responded yet. But we have amended the notice in the meantime so that we can include Swimming South Africa next week on Tuesday.
Honorable members, this is the report that we are having. Any other issue that you want us to deal with? Honorable Boni?
No, thank you, Chair. I looked into the schedule for Friday and next week Tuesday, but I realized for Friday there's no time. So I want to check it, maybe do we all have all our meetings at 9 o'clock because there's no time for Friday, but for Tuesday it indicates 9 o'clock. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Boni. Honorable members? We are all agreed that Tuesday we must have Cricket South Africa and then put on our agenda tentatively if now they are going to respond. We have a history of Swimming South Africa that they don't respond in time. So that's what we are proposing. And maybe let's agree upon that. Honorable Mhlongo, Honorable Van Dijk.
Chairperson, I want to raise a concern again. We cannot have two items in one day. Remember this nation one building, the nation building cricket. There were hearings, and I don't think we'll do justice for us to have two items on the day. And even this Swimming South Africa issue, it's a sensitive issue where we have to deliberate and ask more questions. I propose we have another special meeting as we did today on Wednesday. That is my suggestion.
Honorable members, I want proposal. This is Honorable Mhlongo's proposal. That's why we're discussing, honorable members. Let's just propose. Honorable Van Dijk.
Chairperson, after hearing my colleague's proposal, I might agree with that because we do need time with Swimming South Africa. It is true what you say, they have a tendency to not even respond to questions. I think they're very arrogant and I think they should come to the committee because otherwise I think they're getting off the hook again. But if we are going to do it on the Wednesday and there is time, maybe I've previously written to Zuleka and I asked whether it is possible that we maybe then can bring in Wamaka, which is the organization that's involved with a lot of exposure of these incidents in sport, and that they can also maybe give us a presentation so that we can understand from the victim side what the issues are and why it is so important that Swimming South Africa actually acts upon or actually take a stand in and also be supportive towards the victims. But that's also just from my side. If we do it then on the Wednesday, I would want to propose that we include them to maybe also then be part of that program.
I can't get you clearly. What is this that we must include?
Chairperson, WAMACA is Women and Men Against Child Abuse, Athletes in Sport. They are an organization. Olivia Jasrel works with SASCOP. She sits on the Safeguarding Committee, and she also has an NGO that works and supports victims and are responsible for a lot of these cases that they actually end up where there is results, where the culprits actually end up with they are detained, if I can put it like that. So that she's very successful, but I thought that it would be a good thing if we can also from their side, the problems that they experience with sport federations that do not comply with safeguarding issues. If we can also from a different perspective, listen to one of these organizations to hear what, to get input from their side, to understand the victims, the problems that the victims experience when they have a federation like Swimming South Africa that actually doesn't want to stand up for victims or does not take the issues serious enough to act on it.
I will respond. I've got reservations of what you are proposing. I don't have any reservation about Swim South Africa, but the latter question I'm presenting to the members. Thank you, Honorable Member. Honorable Malomani.
Thank you, Chair. I propose that on Tuesday, the 7th of December, we can put Swimming South Africa, because usually we're having, every time we're having 2 items. My proposal is that can we have time, as usually we're having, to say, how do we give them to do their reports, from what time to what time, so that we can have time for engagement. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Solomon, our researcher.
Yes, good morning, Chair and honorable members and colleagues. Chair, just a point of concern from my side. I'm a little bit worried about Cricket South Africa as to whether they'll be ready to talk about the social justice report, because they were still holding hearings even last month. So maybe we would like to find out from their side whether they would be ready to present next week. Because the report will be quite a long one, so they would have to send it the latest probably tomorrow or Thursday, or Friday, so that members can read it as well. Thank you, Chair.
Honorable members, can we take all what the members are saying as a management, and then as from tomorrow, they will be interacting with all what now even the researcher is saying to us, in order that come Friday, we must report back through emails of honorable members. We've taken and we've noted what we are saying, and there's nothing wrong that Honorable Mhlongo raised, that each and every end of the meeting, if honorable members, they feel that they must close gaps, that's correct, a thing that we must do. Let me take this opportunity to thank you, honorable members, and the meeting is adjourned.
Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you to every. Thank you, honorable members.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you.